Good evening, students. So, good evening, all of you. So, myself, Dr.Rajendra Prasad, biology educator on Unacademy EAMCET platform students, and I have been teaching biology to medical aspirants from last 13 years students. So, in today's class, we'll be discussing about the lesson in the photosynthesis. We are going to discuss about C3 cycle actually, or C4 pathway, whatever maybe. C4 pathway actually. So, in the last class, we were discussing about C3 cycle. Now, we'll be discussing about the C4 pathway or C4 cycle in this particular class. So, before starting the class, I would like to introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription students. Unacademy is providing daily free classes on its Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel students. Apart from that, Unacademy is also providing free special live classes on its Unacademy app. So you can download the Unacademy app and you can choose the goal as Unacademy EAMCET and join our special free live classes students. And there is a link is also available in the given description box to how to join the Unacademy free special classes. You can use my code Rajendra Live so that you can open the special free live classes also students. So there is another the platform that is called Unacademy Plus. So in this a well designed course is going on students. So this is for the students who subscribe to our courses. So that is called Unacademy Plus. Let us see what is the benefit of the subscribing Unacademy Plus courses students. So let us see the benefits. So you can use my code Rajendra Live. So you can use my code Rajendra Live to watch the special free live classes. At the same time, the Unacademy, if you subscribe, you can use my code to subscribe the paid courses also students. Let us see the benefits of the Plus subscription. So what is benefits of Plus subscription is premium content. So premium content will be made available at affordable price. Structured live courses and dedicated live doubting sessions are available students. Quizzes at regular intervals and batches for complete preparation and test series. So the test series for daily practice papers, full and mock tests, and these all are available student. This all you can get for a single subscription of 1 month plan is available student, that is 2250 rupees. So this is the trial plan students. If you are satisfied and if you are happy, so that you can go for a long term plans also. So long term plans are also available. So I will introduce the long term plans also. So recently one batch is started. The name of the batch is called as the Telugu Batch students. Recently one batch was started. The name of the batch is called Telugu Batch. So in this Telugu Batch, if you see this Telugu Batch, all the teachers will be taking the classes in Telugu language. So in this all the educators, you can see the given the educators. So biology, mathematics, chemistry and as well as physics. So all the educators will be taking the classes in the Telugu language, which is our native language students. So detailed explanation in Telugu language will be given for your better understanding, and complete syllabus also will be covered. Tips and tricks also will be given by the educator students. So you can use my code Rajendra Live so that you can log into our Unacademy special free live class. At the same time, if you want to take subscription, you can take the subscription of 1 month trial price of 2250 rupees students. So there is already another batch was started on our plus courses, that is called as Unacademy comprehensive batch. In this comprehensive batch, I am taking the biology classes, Sir is taking physics and chemistry class. And what is importance of this batch, if you see here, a complete syllabus will be covered. Tips and tricks will be given by the top educators. At the same time, topic wise practice questions also will be made available students, and full length mock test. So mock test also every time the educators will go with their own question papers and they will conduct the mock test also. Certainly will benefit for the students. You can go for 1 month plan, that is charging around 2250 rupees students. If you're interested, you can use my code Rajendra Live. So use my code Rajendra Live students, then only you will get the design amount, that is specific amount of 2250 rupees for 1 month. So there is a long term plans also available. So the best long term plans are available students. Very cheapest long term plans, actually no other will give such a less amount actually. Then 6 months plan costing around 10,125 rupees students. If you purchase any corporate sectors online courses, minimum it is 60,000 students for 6 to 7 months, but we are charging only very less amount, 10,125 rupees. So try to understand this and go for this Unacademy Plus courses students. So 12 months plan is costing around 12,375 rupees. So this is also a very less amount students than compared to the 6 months plan. 12 months plan is a much better plan. You are getting for very least amount students actually. So you can use my code Rajendra Live. If you use my code Rajendra Live, you can open the special free live classes. At the same time, you can join our Unacademy Plus courses by taking the design plans of 6 months costing around 10,125 rupees, and 12 months plan costing around 12,375 rupees, students. So this is our Unacademy Plus subscription. This is about Unacademy Plus subscription, students. So let us start the today's topic, that is about the C4 cycle. So let us see the C4 cycle, students. So this is the C4 cycle or C4 pathway, whatever maybe. So it is also called as a Hatch and Slack pathway. This pathway was given by two scientists, that is Hatch and Slack. So it is also called as a Hatch and Slack pathway. So C4 cycle is also called as Hatch and Slack. It is also called as Hatch and Slack pathway actually. So this C4 plants, what happens is, so this particular C4 cycle takes place at the same time in C4 plants. Not only C4 cycle, C3 cycle also takes place, students. So let us see what happens in what is the C4 cycle and which type of cells are involved in C4 cycle actually. So in C4 cycle, photosynthesis takes place at two locations. If you see here, so it is taking place in the mesophyll cells. At the same time, it is taking place in the bundle sheath cells, students. So here, now this is the mesophyll cells. It is taking place in the mesophyll cells. At the same time, it is also taking place in the bundle sheath cells of the cell. So first what happens here is, so you can see here the plants take, so these particular C4 plants. So there is some specific importance about this particular C4 plant, students. They grow in tropical regions. So what is this tropical regions means? So in all over the globe is classified into four regions like tropical zone, subtropical zone, temperate zone, and Arctic and or polar zone. So polar zone includes Arctic and Antarctic. So every time it is covered by ice. So tropical zone, what is the importance of this tropical zone? It is receives more amount of sunlight. So in this C4 plants, especially the C4 cycle takes place at C4 plants where they generally grow in tropical zones where temperature is higher. So temperature is higher means you can expect that average temperature is something more than 28 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade. So this is the average temperature. So maximum temperature can go beyond 45 degrees centigrade also in tropical zones. So what I am telling is the plants, C4 plants are growing in the tropical zones, especially the tropical zones which are having the higher temperatures than compared to the subtropical zone and as well as temperate zone. So in the subtropical zones, these plants are growing, so they can tolerate to high temperatures. So now how do they do photosynthesis? Let us see. So these plants, they take carbon dioxide. Now this is the compartment showing this mesophyll cell compartment, and this is the bundle sheath cell. So photosynthesis. So photosynthesis in C4 plants. So photosynthesis in C4 plants, if you see for photosynthesis, C4 plants takes place in the two cells. First one is called as a mesophyll cell. It is taking place in the mesophyll cells as well as in the bundle sheath cell. So it is taking place in mesophyll cell as well as in the bundle sheath cell. So these are the two locations where photosynthesis in C4 plants is taking place. Now what happens here? So carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere, now it will be entered into the mesophyll cell. So you can see here, so carbon dioxide has entered into the mesophyll cell. So carbon dioxide is present in gaseous form. Now this carbon dioxide which is present in gaseous form, it gets converted into bicarbonate forms. So bicarbonate form is HCO3, that is a bicarbonate form. It gets converted to bicarbonate form, that is HCO3. Now this reacting with the primary acceptor. So which is the primary acceptor here you see? So in C4 cycle, which is acting as a primary acceptor. So C4 cycle which is acting as a primary acceptor. If you see the primary acceptor, so the primary acceptor in C4 cycle is PEP. So what is this PEP indicates? Means phosphoenol pyruvate. So PEP indicates the organic acid. Name of the organic acid is called as phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate is the pyruvate of pyruvic acid. We can tell in different ways. So phosphoenol pyruvic acid, whatever may be. So that is the primary acceptor. This phosphoenol pyruvate is a how many carbon compound? If you see, it is a 3 carbon compound. So this is 3 carbon compound phosphoenol pyruvate as a pyruvate. So that will react with carbon dioxide and forms a first stable product. The name of the first stable product is called as OA. So OA indicates its full form is oxaloacetic acid. So oxaloacetic acid. So this is the 4 carbon compound. So Why the term C4 pathway? The name C4 pathway was given because the reason is because why it is given as C4 pathway is because the first stable product, formed in the Hatch-Slack cycle, or the first stable product formed in this particular cycle is a 4-carbon compound. The name of the 4-carbon organic acid that is called oxaloacetic acid. So oxaloacetic acid is the 4-carbon first stable compound that is formed during the process of the C4 cycle. That is why this particular cycle is called as C4 cycle. So even though the name is given by Hatch-Slack, it is called Hatch-Slack pathway, but it was renamed as a C4 cycle. Why? Because the first stable product formed during the photosynthesis of C4 plants that is called as a, so that is oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid is 4-carbon compound. Because of that reason, this particular cycle is called as oxalo. This particular cycle is called as C4 cycle actually. So anyhow, which is the primary acceptor? This is the primary acceptor. The primary acceptor C4 in the C4 cycle is noted as phosphoenol pyruvate. Phosphoenol pyruvate is the primary acceptor. Yes, let's continue. Now this oxaloacetic acid, now what happens here is this oxaloacetic acid is converted into another organic acid. The name of the organic acid is called as a malate. It is converted into another organic acid that is called as a malate. So during this conversion, what happens is one of the NADPH. So NADPH will be utilized to form, it will be oxidized to form NAD plus. So it will be utilized in this case actually. So for conversion of oxaloacetic acid to the malate, so there is also enzymes involved. So that is, so dehydrogenase enzyme also will be involved, so that it converts into NAD plus. Then now this is malate. So malate is again is a 4-carbon compound. So malate is also a 4-carbon compound. So malate can be also called as malic acid. So now this malic acid now enters into chloroplast. Now it moves into the chloroplast from the it moves into the bundle sheet cells. It moves into bundle sheet cells from the chloroplast of mesophil cell. It enters into the chloroplast of the bundle sheet cell. So you can see clearly this is a bundle sheet cell and this is a mesophil cell. Inside the mesophil cell, we have chloroplast. At the same time, inside the bundle sheet cells also we have chloroplast. So from the chloroplast of mesophil cell, the malate enters into chloroplast of the bundle sheet cell. Now this is malate. Now malate is now reduced to pyruvic acid. Now what happens here is this malate is reduced to pyruvic acid. So now what happens is this malate is reduced to pyruvic acid. So with help of enzyme that is called as a malic acid. So there is an enzyme. So there is one enzyme is involved. So here decarboxylation reaction takes place. Actually, there is a liberation of carbon dioxide takes place. The same thing is reported here. You can see there is a liberation of carbon dioxide takes place. So we know that malate or malic acid is a 4-carbon compound. So that is decarboxylated. So there is a decarboxylation reaction takes place. So due to decarboxylation reaction, what happens? The product formed is a pyruvic acid. So pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. This can clearly show you that there is a removal of carbon dioxide is taking place. So such process is called as a decarboxylation. So the process is called as a decarboxylation. So during this process, there is one enzyme also that is called as a malic acid. Now this pyruvate, so now pyruvate converts to pyruvate. Now this carbon dioxide that was liberated. So you have to remember this is multiple choice questions they will ask you. Decarboxylation reaction in this C4 cycle takes place in which compartment? So it is taking place in the bundle sheet cells. So due to decarboxylation, there is this oxygen is carbon dioxide is liberated. Now this carbon dioxide is utilized. So carbon dioxide is utilized to complete the C3 cycle. So C3 cycle is taking place. C3 cycle takes place inside the bundle sheet cells actually. So C4 plants. So what happens in C4 plants is, in C4 plants both, in C4 plants what is its importance is, it is C4 cycle as well as C3 cycle. So both will be taking place. Both C3, C4 cycle as well as C4 cycle takes place in the C4 plants. That is an important characteristic of the C4 plants. In C4 plants, what happens is both C3 cycle as well as C4 cycle is taking place. And C3 cycle is taking place in which location in case of the C4 plants means C3 cycle is taking place in the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells. So why it is taking place only in the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells is because in bundle sheet cells of the C4 plants, the bundle sheet cells of the C4 plants, the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells of the C4 plants contain the enzyme. The name of the enzyme is called as a Rubisco. So Rubisco, you can see there is enzyme Rubisco. This enzyme Rubisco is present only in bundle sheet cells. So that is the reason. That is the reason why it is taking place inside the, so C3 cycle is taking place inside the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells. So that is the main reason. So anyhow C3 cycle will be taking place inside the bundle sheet cells of the chloroplast of the bundle sheet cells. Then let's come back to C4 cycle. So pyruvate, now this pyruvate again enters gets back into the mesophyll cells. Now it gets back into mesophyll cells. So here you can see it get back into mesophyll cells, and again, so this pyruvate. Now this pyruvate is again converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. So it will be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. For that, this 2 ADP is utilized to produce 2 AMP plus inorganic phosphate. Similarly, here also there is utilization of NADP which will be taking place to produce NADP plus. So like what happens is here also, so pyruvate is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. So finally again phosphoenol pyruvate is regenerated, and again next cycle is getting ready. So like this what happens is in C4 plants. So what happens in C4 plants is, since C4 plants both C4 cycle is taking place, at the same time C3 cycle is also taking place. So why C3 cycle is taking place only in the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells? The reason is because in the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells there is one enzyme. The name of the enzyme is called Rubisco. Rubisco is present in case of the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells. Because of that reason only, in C4 plants the C3 cycle is taking place in the bundle sheet cells. Okay. Then what is the primary enzyme? So what is the, if you see C4 cycle, in C4 cycle we are discussing the primary enzyme. So C4 cycle primary enzyme is, if you see that the primary enzyme involved in C4 cycle is, it is PEP carboxylase. So PEP carboxylase is the primary enzyme in C4 cycle. So we can see here PEP carboxylase here, PEP carboxylase. So why it is called primary enzyme is because it converts the phosphoenol pyruvate to oxaloacetic acid. So it is the primary enzyme. So primary enzyme that is involved in C4 cycle is phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate is the primary enzyme that is involved in the C4 cycle. So once again let us see about the C4 cycle. So once again if you see, so carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere, that will be absorbed by the mesophyll cells of the C4 plants. So now carbon dioxide enters into mesophyll cells of the C4 plants, and this carbon dioxide will be converted into ionic form, that is bicarbonate, HCO3 minus, and that bicarbonate react with our primary acceptor, that is phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound, it interacts with bicarbonate, that is 1-carbon compound, to form a first stable compound that is called oxaloacetic acid. And this oxaloacetic acid is a 4-carbon compound. The first stable product formed in the C4 cycle is a 4-carbon compound. Because of that reason, this cycle is called as C4 cycle. So why it is called C4 cycle is because the first stable product formed is a 4-carbon compound, that's why it is called as C4 cycle. Now this oxaloacetic acid is now enters into the chloroplast, and it is further oxidized to malate. And again the malate from the mesophyll cells. So chloroplast of mesophyll cells now moves to chloroplast of bundle sheet cells, and again the malate is decarboxylated. Malate is a 4-carbon compound, it is decarboxylated to form pyruvate, and the carbon dioxide which is produced in the bundle sheet cells, the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells, is utilized for C3 cycle. So for C3 cycle to continue, the primary enzyme is required is Rubisco. The Rubisco enzyme is present in bundle sheet cells of the chloroplast bundle sheet cells. So because of that reason, C3 cycle is taking place inside the chloroplast of bundle sheet cells. So later in C4 cycle, so pyruvate is getting back into the chloroplast of mesophyll cell, and then the pyruvate is again phosphorylate to form phosphoenol pyruvate, and again the phosphoenol pyruvate is regenerated. So like this, the cycle keep on continuing, students. So this C4 cycle takes place in the tropical plants, especially in tropical plants which are present in tropical zones. So C4 cycle takes place in the mesophyll cells as well as in the chloroplast of the bundle sheath cell. This was first identified by the first given by the Hatch and Slack names of the two scientists. So that is why this is also called as a Hatch and Slack pathway. So that is about the C4 cycle, students. So let us see, this is the diagram which is given on EAMCET textbook actually. Now this you can see, checking students. So this is the diagram given in our academic textbook as well as EAMCET textbook. So same thing again, just to compare our textbook diagram, I'm just showing this. So atmosphere CO2 enters into the mesophyll cells, it converts into bicarbonate, it reacts with phosphoenol pyruvate to form C4 acid, that is called as a. So here it is, the first form is oxalic acid. So the oxalic acid is converted to malic acid actually, so it is converted to malic acid. Now that the malic acid is transported here and it is decarboxylated to form the C3 acid, that is pyruvate. Now this is the pyruvate. So pyruvate again get back. So pyruvate is getting back and it is getting regenerated to again phosphoenol pyruvate in the presence of ATP. So like this. So this is the diagram of our EAMCET. Okay. So that is about the C4 cycle. Let us see some multiple choice questions related to this topic of C4 cycle. Let's see the first question. The enzymes of dark reactions, enzymes of dark reactions C4 plants are found in. So just now we discussed what the enzymes required for dark reaction, they are present in the bundle sheath cells as well as in the mesophyll cells. So both bundle sheath cells and mesophyll cells both are having the enzymes required for the dark reaction. So let us move to the next question. Hi Sai, so there is a big sound coming, right? Thank you for giving the suggestion. So let us continue with this question. So in C4 plants, mesophyll cells are connected. So mesophyll cells are connected with bundle sheath cells. So mesophyll cells are connected with bundle sheath cells with help of what type of connections? That was the question. So we already know that between two plant cells, every time the connection takes place with a special junction. The name of the junction is called as a plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmata connects every time. Plasmodesmata connects the two plant cells. So two plant cells are every time connected by a specific junction. The name of the junction is called plasmodesmata. So in this case also, so we'll be taking the option C as our answer because it is the plasmodesmata which connects the mesophyll cells with the bundle sheath cells. Next question, students. In case of C4 pathway, carbon dioxide combines with. So just now we are seeing that the primary acceptor. So primary acceptor in C4 pathway is phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate, PEP, that is called as a phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate is the primary acceptor. So phosphoenol. So PEP full form is phosphoenol pyruvate. So phosphoenol pyruvate is the primary acceptor. So in carbon dioxide we have one carbon. So phosphoenol pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. So when both will react in the presence of enzyme, that is called as a PEP carboxylase. So this PEP carboxylase. So they produce. So when the carbon dioxide react with phosphoenol pyruvate in the presence of enzyme PEP carboxylase, so you will get the 4-carbon compound that is called as a oxaloacetic acid. So this oxaloacetic acid. So oxaloacetic acid is a 4-carbon compound. So the first stable compound that is formed is a 4-carbon compound. So because of that reason, this cycle is called as C4 cycle. Now why this is called as C4 cycle is because the first stable compound formed is a C4 compound, 4-carbon compound. That's what is called as C4 cycle. So let us move to next question, students. Which one is a C4 plant? So the question was asking to identify which is a C4 plant. If you see C4 plant, so no doubt it is the maize plant. So maize is the best example of the C4 plant. So maize is considered as C4 plant. So this is the C4 plant. Next question. C4 plants are also known as they are of Hatch and Slack type. So why they are called Hatch and Slack type? Because so Hatch and Slack, so C4 plants undergoing C4 cycle. C4 plants undergo both C4 cycle as well as C3 cycle. So C4 plants undergo both cycles. It undergoes C4 cycle as well as C3 cycle. And this C4 cycle was given by scientist. Name of the scientist, that is called as a Hatch and Slack. So Hatch and Slack are the names of the two scientists. They have given this cycle. Because of that reason, C4 plants are also called as an Hatch and Slack type of plants. Next question. In C4 plants, Kelvin cycle occurs in. So Kelvin cycle means it is the C3 cycle. So C3 cycle is called as a Kelvin cycle. In C4 plants, what happens is Kelvin cycle occurs in. So Kelvin cycle occurs in which location? That was the question. So we were just now we have seen the diagram. So in C4 plants, Kelvin cycle is taking place. In case you can see here. So here is the Kelvin cycle. In C4 plants, Kelvin cycle is taking place in the bundle sheet cells. So C4 cycle is taking place in the bundle sheet cells. So you can find out where is the bundle sheet cells are present. So it is taking place in the stroma of bundle sheet cells. So C4 plants, Kelvin cycle is taking place in the stroma of the bundle sheet cells. That was the question. Next, tropical plants. So tropical plants like sugarcane. So tropical plants like sugarcane. So sugarcane shows high efficiency of carbon dioxide fixation. So tropical plant. So sugarcane is the best example of a C4 plant. So C4 plant, sugarcane is the best example of C4 plant. It has high efficiency. So it is more efficient in absorbing the carbon dioxide. Now such type of, why it is more efficient is because it is undergoing the cycle. The name of the cycle is called as a Hatch and Slack cycle. That is the reason it is a more efficient. Then, which of the following cycle shows oxaloacetic acid as a first stable product? So which is the first stable product? Is no doubt it is the, in the C4 cycle it is the oxalic acid. Oxaloacetic acid is the first stable product. Just now we have seen the same thing. So Cranch type of anatomy. So Cranch type of anatomy is found in case of the C4 plants. So with this we'll stop our multiple choice questions per day, students, for today. So before closing the session, I would like to introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription students. So I suggest you to go for long-term plan, students. So there is a short-term plans also available. Just now we have seen in previous slide. So 1 month plan is available, students. That is 2,250 rupees. So you can use my code Rajendra Live. So you would use my code Rajendra Live to open this free live courses, students. So you can use my code Rajendra Live to purchase our 6 months plan. So 6 months plan costing about 10,125 rupees, students. At the same time, 12 months plan. So 12 months plan, these are the best long term plans. So 12 months plan is costing about 12,375 rupees. So I suggest you to purchase the 6 months plan, which is costing 10,125 rupees, students. At the same time, 12 months plan of 12,375 rupees. So you can purchase these plans by using my code Rajendra Live. So we use my code Rajendra Live to purchase these plans, students. So certainly it will be helpful for you. So these are very low cost plans. And this is end of the today's C4 cycle pathways discussion, students. So see you in the next class. Thank you, students. Thank you for attending the class. Thank you all of you.